1920, 13% of the workforce was made up of women. That was then, and this is now, where 49% of women are in the workforce and 15% of them are Fortune 500 officers. Awesome, right? With more women in the workforce, there's more women bossing women. A recent article in the New York Times reported that while men still make up the majority of bullies, women bully other women 71% of the time. We're supposed to treat other women like sisters, not with disdain. I can relate. You can relate. We all can relate. These women can relate.
I was this young kid working at a record label, kind of had my dream job, so excited about having the opportunity to work at my favorite label and get the job I always wanted. And first connected with this girl named Kat Davis because she wanted an in-store.
I wanted to have an in-store at the Christian bookstore very close to our radio station. And I was so excited.
She asked for an in-store, but she also went ahead and started promoting it. And so it just kind of ticked me off. So I declined it because I had the power.
Declined. Just declined.
I declined the in-store, send it back to her and say no.
So my station manager pulls this trump card and threatens the record label that he's not going to play any of their radio singles ever again if they don't grant this in-store.
So I'm just ticked. I'm just thoroughly ticked and think this girl is an idiot. Is that too strong?
When I first felt the tension between Jenny Catron and myself, my first instinct was, I'm angry and I'm gonna get her.
I totally thought Kat was just kind of this punk kid who was trying to throw her weight around, you know, at this radio station she worked at, and I was in control. So I was going to assert my authority.
Let me tell you how I felt bullied. I felt bullied because when I went for an interview at the same record label where Jenny Catron worked, I found out a little further after that she had gone in after that interview and specifically requested that they not hire me.
And I go into what would be her boss and I say, ask him, are you hiring the Kat Davis that worked at X radio station? Well, that's who we're talking to. I was like, don't hire her. Not only did she get the job, but she gets the cubicle right next to me. And then she's on the phone with radio stations like all day long, and she's talking and she's laughing and she's carrying on, and then she's praying with them. Every conversation with radio stations, Kat ends it with a nice sweet prayer for her friends at the radio station, and like the knife is just like digging in because I'm recognizing that she's really this really kind girl that I just decided I didn't like at all.
Over time, over a lot of time, learned that each of us had really amazing strengths and abilities and weaknesses that we could kind of play off of each other and become a really great team.
I just recognized just the amazingly gifted leader she was, the amazingly gifted communicator, and really true friend. I'm so sorry I ever thought she was a punk.
You know what, I would consider that what was once a very bullied relationship is one of the most beautiful relationships that I have in my life today, and I'm very thankful for it.
There was a period of time where I was a major bully. I think it was like 4th and 5th grade, and there were some girls in my class, and we used to gang up on this poor girl, Melissa. And every day we would come into the cafeteria and tell her she was gonna cry at lunch. And we would keep at her until she started crying. We would say, Melissa, it looks like your eyes are getting puffy. This is always what happens when you cry. And we would go at her for like 15 or 20 minutes until she was in tears. I think if I sat down in a room with Melissa today, I would just tell her that she's a great person, and I feel so bad for bullying her. I really would like to see women have better relationships where they can really cultivate each other and encourage each other, and we can sort of stand together instead of fighting against each other.
My bullying experience as a child happened because, if you don't know, having red hair and freckles isn't exactly what children hope to have. When I was asked to tell a bullying story, it was hard because the first thing I thought of was how many times I've been made fun of. One vivid memory I have was being in church on a Wednesday night and practicing choir. I felt a little tug on my hair. I guess people think I can't feel it sometimes because I have so much. And then they just talked about how it was hard to see over my hair and would just laugh. So leaving that night was really hard, and I didn't ever want to go to church again. As women, we bring beauty to this world. We are special, and we're loving yet also driven, and it's so important that we realize our strengths and that we can pull that together and relate to other women in the workforce and not be intimidated and not be knocked down, and just learn how to confront in love and just lead in love.
Hopefully today in leadership, I channel my bullying skills a little bit better. I mean, I think that there always is a tendency for women to feel a little bit competitive. And so I just really hopefully put it to better use now and try to encourage people and understand that they probably have some of the same feelings that I do.
I think a lot of that is just totally based out of insecurity. You're trying to create your place, you're trying to find your space and your way. And I didn't think there was room for other, especially women leaders around me, that I wanted to kind of just make my way, and I wanted to be the chick in charge. And I kind of tried to edge out the women that were around me. And I was just young and naive, and I think just that situation alone has just showcased for me just how important those relationships are and how much we really actually need each other and can lean into each other and learn from each other. And so, yeah, I was the punk.